All right, we're going to get started. We're going to blow the shofar. We're going to face Yerushalayim. Bless the Most High for giving us the Shabbat day of peace. And then we're going to continue to go through the lesson for this evening. All praises be to the Most High Yahweh. Shabbat Yahushua. My name is Panya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
By Hashem.
Yahweh Shai.
By Hashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Rocket for Yahweh.
Rocket for Yahweh.
By Hashem.
By Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh
The
Noah. Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Shalom.
Shalom.
The water.
The water.
The yard.
Yad.
Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that gives to us the Sabbath day in peace. Thank you, so be it. Amen.
Amen.
Going to set up the Aisha tells us why the 10 Commandments in the Lashon Kodash. The Holy Tongue. Repeat the Hebrew. La'a.
La'a.
Yahaya.
Yahaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Acharim.
Acharim.
Alpanya.
Alpanya.
La'a.
La'a.
La'aisha.
La'aisha.
Laka.
Laka.
Pasa.
Pasa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Laibadom.
Laibadom.
La'a.
La'a.
Walaqwaqwa.
Walaqwaqwa.
Shawwa.
Shawwa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Lashwa.
Lashua.
Zakar.
Zakar.
Ayawam.
Ayawam.
Hashabbat.
Hashabbat.
Lakodashwa.
Lakodashwa.
Kabad.
Kabad.
Abakam.
Abakam.
Wa Abakam.
Abakam.
La'a.
La'a.
Ratazak.
Ratazak.
La'a.
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 Laganam.
La'a.
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 La'aino.
La'aino.
Shakro.
Shakro.
La'a.
La'a.
La'chamad.
La'chamad.
Ko.
Ko.
Asherah.
Asherah.
Lara'aika.
Lara'aika.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Amen.
Amen.
10 Commandments, English, Exodus, chapter 21. And the Most High spake on his word, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High power in vain. For the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High power made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in the midst, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Bahashem Mashiach Yahushua, the water of the yard. Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 All praises be to the power of Amos and Jacob, the power of Israel. We thank y'all for giving us this Shabbat day in peace. We thank Yahweh for all the souls in this room and all those that's logged in into the spirit, and all the schools, the four corners of the earth that face Yerushalayim on the Shabbat day. Blessed thy high holy name. calling upon thy son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who reigneth forever. Heavenly Father, we ask you to send out a righteous spirit to encamp with us this day and minister thy word unto thy children, that we may be filled with thy oracles and be enlightened through thy truth. For thy word is thy truth. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Hamashiach Yahushua, one.
One.
It shall be seated. Check. God, that's 4 hours. All praises be to the power of God, to Jacob, the power of Israel, who has given us another blessed Shabbat and peace. Come together, the family of Israel. Blessing the Most High on this Shabbat day. Okay, that day has been given unto us as a holy convocation. It's a time for us to be unified, come together as one body, one mind, one spirit, in one place. Blessing the Most High, beseeching him of his grace, his mercy, and showing his love through our obedience. Because it takes obedience to show the Most High, love. That's the love he requires. He requires the love of obedience. And that we follow after his ways, his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. So this past topic today was called, the truth 101. Or what does it mean to say I'm in the truth? Because a lot of people know they're Israelites. Nowadays, you're going to find people waking up to this fact, but that doesn't quite make you in the truth. All right, there's another step to be in the truth. Okay, because you can know who you are, but if you're still living like a Gentile, if you're still following up the ways of Esau and the other nations, then you're really not in the truth. Okay, so we're going to look at that, understand that according to the scriptures, and according to the verses. We're going to analyze that ability to be in the truth, walking in the truth. With everything we do, we deal business in the truth. Everything is according to what the laws say. For the law is the truth from the Most High. All right, so let's get Colossians 3, verse 17. Let's start with that.
Go to Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, give thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right, so everything we do in word or in deed, give thanks to the Most High in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. That means that every word we say, every action, every thought, every deal, where we go, where we come from, everything, we give thanks to the Most High in the name of the Mashiach Yahushua. But we know that ultimately our power is what makes it happen. Okay, so let's get Romans 11 and 1. Romans 11 and 1. Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1.
Book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, hath the Most High cast away his people?
Right.
The Most High forbid.
Most High what?
The Most High forbid.
Right, because what the church is going to teach is that it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter your lineage, your bloodline, or your nation. Everybody's the same now. Right? Well, read that again.
Book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Come on.
I say then, hath Yahweh cast away his people?
Has Yahweh cast away his people? That's the question. Because for us all to be in the same, then that would mean that the Most High no longer has a particular people in which he deals with. Okay? People say, oh, that was in the Old Testament. That the Most High, he chose Israel. Right? But it's the New Testament. Maybe he didn't choose Israel anymore. All right? Let's see what Paul says about this. Read it.
Yahweh forbid.
Yahweh what?
Yahweh forbid.
What does that mean, Yahweh forbid? That means no. No, he has not cast away his people. In fact, read on.
For I also am an Israelite.
I am also what?
An Israelite.
You see, a lot of times they learn about Paul, and you hear people speak about Paul, they don't really understand the books of Paul. Some of the books of Paul are it takes study, it takes linking scriptures together to understand the books of Paul. But when you do dive into these books, you really understand he never was against Israel, or he was never trying to give Israel's blessings to any other nation. But what he was showing was how we have become two nations within Israel. We're going to go into that. Okay. And he was joining the two nations that Israel became together once again. All right? Because the northern tribes were known as the Gentiles. Okay. When you see the Gentiles, you talk about a Gentile, 9 out of 10, he's talking about the northern tribes. Okay. When he's talking about them being grafted in and coming back in and joining again, all those are prophecy being fulfilled. We're going to get those prophecies. So everything is clear. Okay. Read on.
For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham.
Right.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of what?
The tribe of Benjamin.
So he let them know that there's nothing changed. Most High still using his people. He said, I'm of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So he's referring directly to the Hebrew Israelites. So a lot of people ask, well, what do you mean you're a Hebrew Israelite? And what we show him, just like Paul said here, is he talking about a religion?
No.
What is he stating right here? He's stating his nationality, not any religion, not any belief system. I believe I'm an Israelite. No. He said, I am also an Israelite, seed of Abraham, tribe of Benjamin. There's no religion in tribe and seed. Okay? You're saying that you're a direct descendant from this royal lineage. Read on.
Verse 2. Yahweh have not cast away his people, which he foreknew.
So he corrected that statement, said Yahweh has not cast away his people that he foreknew. That didn't happen. Read.
What ye not, what the scripture saith of Elias, like how he maketh intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, the Most High, they have killed thy prophets,
right,
and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men.
How much men?
7,000 men.
Right. So here the prophet, it says Elias here is talking about Isaiah, thought that because the children of Israel were so disobedient, right, they allowed their prophets to be killed. They even killed their prophets, man.
So we know being an Israelite is a nationality, it's not religion, but
right.
What qualifies something as a religion?
A religion is a belief system. Okay? That's religion. Matter of fact, the word religion comes from the Greek word religio. When you look it up. The origin of the word, we look at the etymology of the word religion. It comes from the Greek word slakia. You switch this battery? Switch your battery. You sounded good. Let me jack up. All right. Hold on a second. Check. Oh, I got you. Check, yeah. The word religion, the etymology of the word religion comes from the Greek word religio, which means to separate and to group. So religions are groups that believe the same thing. That's religion. We come together. We all say, we all believe this, so let's all come together according to our belief system. And that's what a religion is, right? For instance, Muslims, right? Not Muslims the religion, but Muslims the people, right? There's a people that are Muslims, right? Islam is a religion of some of the Muslim people follow Islam, okay? But that's the Muslim is not a religion. Like when black people say they're Muslim, they're actually claiming another nationality. They don't even know what they're saying. I'm a Muslim. You can't be Muslim. You follow Islam, right? Because you got to be Arab to be a Muslim, okay? But they follow Islam, right? Which is an Arabic religion, because it's a group of people. Now you go to there's Muslims that's following Christianity, right? That's a belief system. That's not your nationality. Okay? So you go to China, you can be Chinese. Not all Chinese are Buddhists. Some of them are Christians. Right? So they don't have to be Buddhists. They can follow any religion they want. But when you come to Israel, our God gave us our nationality. You see what I'm saying? Our nationality is Yah given. So there's no separation of how they say church and state. There's no separation. We are, to call yourself Israelite, you say in the Hebrew, that's Yahshua, which you're saying Prince of Power, Prince of the Most High God. That's what you say. That's what the name of your nation is. That you're the Prince of the Most High God. That means you're an heir to the throne of the Heavenly Father. Right? There's no space for religion amongst our people. You can't be an Israelite. You could be an Israelite in the Christian church because you don't know you're not religion. But that's our people, those people in the church, that are Israelites. In the Christian church. In the Christian religion or the Catholic religion. Right? You can't say they're not Israel. They're just as much Israel as we are. And this is what Paul was trying to teach the brothers that were Gentile. Because the Gentile was just as much Israel as we are. Because they were living like Gentiles. They wasn't living according to Torah. They wasn't living in Jerusalem. They wasn't keeping the feasts. They weren't keeping that connection. So we're going to get that history, how we split, so that we get for us to come together. Okay, they can more understand what's happening in the New Testament. The New Testament is talking about the northern tribes and the southern tribes coming back together. That's the Jewish Gentile. Okay, that it's talking about in the New Testament. But we're going to get more information on that. Okay, let's read on here in Romans.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, and verse 4. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so, then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. And if by grace, then is it no more of works. Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then is it no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work.
So let's look at that, because I don't want to just read through that. Anybody read through that and like, what the hell is Paul talking about? It's grace and no more grace, and work and no more work. Let's back that up. Let's read that slowly, and let's get an understanding of what he's saying. Okay, start with verse 4 again.
All right. Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 4. But what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right.
Even so, then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
Stop. Even to this time, there's a remnant according to the election of grace. That means what? That the Most High always left a few brothers. Okay? He always left a remnant. You know, you get the carpet done and little pieces that's left, they call that the remnant. That they throw away. Nobody wants that piece. But the Most High always left a remnant for Israel. Hold that in Isaiah 1. Let's see what Paul talking about here.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, and verse 9. Except the Most High host had left unto us a very small remnant.
A small what?
Small remnant.
All right, so you see the remnant that Paul talking about here. Except the Most High left unto us a very small remnant. Read on.
We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? Destroyed. If the Most High didn't leave that remnant amongst Israel, we would be destroyed as a people. Why? Because we would have totally left from the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. But the Father left those few brothers. He left a spirit in them. Generation after generation, that these brothers would hear the word of truth and want to go that way, want to keep those commandments, receive that calling. That's the election by grace. What is grace? That's the chance. Grace is a chance. Without grace, you don't have a chance. Right? Grace is an opportunity. So without this remnant, there would be no opportunity. There'd be no chance to what? Return to the Most High. Return to the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Except he left the remnant. Read that again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, and verse 9. Except the Most High host had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Read on.
Hear the word of the Most High, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our power, ye people of Gomorrah.
Right, so he's just referring to us as the people of Sodom and Gomorrah in that statement. But what is he telling us to do? Come back to the law. Hear the law. Hear the commandments. That's the biggest difference of it all. That's what separates us from every religion on the planet Earth. Okay. Not till you understand your nationality, you realize all these laws, statute, commandments are in full effect. And as children of the Most High, we must keep them. Okay? If we start saying, well, I will just keep these two. Like we have religions that's built off of 1 or 2 laws, like Seventh-day Adventists. Right? So they claim to keep the Sabbath day. They don't really even keep that right when you talk to them. But let's just give them the fact that they observe it on the right day. Okay? They made a religion out of the Sabbath day. That's not what the Father asked us to do. Well, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Where did the Most High say he's coming back for the Seventh-day Adventist? Or we must be that. Okay? That's just an example of them going into the Bible. You got the Baptist church, John the Baptist, okay, they was baptized, okay, we're Baptists. Right? They create these religions off of what they find in the scriptures. But throughout the whole Bible, you're going to realize the Father was always talking to the children of Israel. From Genesis to Revelations, he's been talking to the children of Israel. Okay? Stay in the same chapter. Go back to the top of that and read the second verse.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, and verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Most High have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the donkey his master's crib. But Israel, doeth not know.
Right, so just like an ox and a donkey, which are one of the stubbornest animals in the whole farm, Israel runs around talking about, they're black, they're Negroes, they're Spanish, they're Hispanic, which means little Spanish, right? Latin, Latino. They have all these names, Indian, West Indian, you know. Word Indian means savage. West is the direction. Okay? That's what that was. You talking about you a savage from the West. You don't know what you're even saying. Okay? But now, this is the condition we're in. Right? Read that verse again, verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Most High have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Come on.
The ox doth his owner, and donkey his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not consider.
He said, my people, Israel, the Lord's people, don't consider they are a special people unto the Most High God. That is not a coincidence, the conditions that our people are in droves. Okay? No matter where we are in the earth, you'll find us populating the lowest part of that society. Okay, that's not a coincidence. Yeah, you find a few of us in the upper echelon. Yeah, that's going to happen. Because, you know, some people take the bribe, take the payoff. All right, we learned about that in the Greek. We read a book of Maccabees. Some of our people took the payoff, you know. But majority of our people as a nation, we're going to be found in the lower echelons of society. We're going to be found populating the jail system disproportionately. Not saying other people are not in the jail system, but the proportion is outrageously in our favor that we populate the jail systems throughout the earth. Why is that? Because the special relationship we have with the Most High God. The special relationship we have with the Most High Yah, right, prevents us from being prosperous as a nation in wickedness. We have to be righteous to prosper. 1 or 2 people can make it, yeah. Romans, they pay homage to the gods of this world. But as a nation to rise, we will not rise. The Most High will not condone or let us have a false God, the Almighty God. He's going to have us call upon Him, the Almighty Yahweh. And that's going to only be the way that we're going to rise as a nation. Okay? That's the only way. All right? By us coming back to our heritage. Paul understood that. Paul spoke of it as we go back to the book of Paul. So let's go to Romans. Let's go back to Romans 11.
The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 5. Even so then, at this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
So right, he said there's brothers here coming around teaching you. Paul was part of that remnant. Peter, John, these men were part of that remnant. There wasn't many men teaching, there was few. It wasn't hundreds of men teaching, there was few men teaching about the kingdom of heaven, teaching about Christ, waking the people up, challenging the current system of the tabernacle church system, right? Challenging the Pharisees and Sadducees. That was that remnant. You are the same people that stood up. Okay, read on.
And if by grace, then is it no more of works?
Right. And did we deserve these men to continue? The Most High continue to send these men? We didn't deserve that. We turned our back on the Most High and His laws. We broke the covenant. All right? Israel broke the covenant. Okay? Hold back and give them Hebrews 10. See what I'm talking about here. So we got all these blessings by grace, by mercy. Did He send these prophets to prophesy unto us and to wake us up? We'd be just like Sodom and Gomorrah, burnt to a crisp because of our wickedness. I call it Hebrews 10. Hebrews 10, verse 16.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 16. This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Most High. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. Now we're remission.
Hold on. That's not good. That's not good. Hold on. Matter of fact, that is the right verse. Okay, yeah, that was the wrong verse. Give me chapter 8, verse 6.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 6.
Come on.
But now have he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises.
Right, so a better covenant needs to be established on better promises. Why? Read.
For if that first covenant had been faultless,
Huh?
then should no place have been sought for the second,
Right?
for finding fault with them.
With who?
With them.
Who's the them? Israel. For finding fault with us. Read on.
He saith, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
With the who?
With the house of Israel.
So the new covenant is with who? Right. This is understanding the basic premise of the truth. All right. The covenant, the blessings is with Israel. The Father did not do away with his chosen people, no matter what the church pastors tell you. But they'll tell you up and down, all that old Israel, they sinned and then they fell and now he's for everybody. There's no scripture that says that. Okay? We're in the New Testament showing that his covenant always was and always will be with Israel. His chosen people. Okay? Right now, we're under the curses of the covenant. We're looking forward to being under the blessing of the covenant. And then we will see. But everybody want to take part in the blessings, but nobody want to take part in the curses. Right? Nobody was lining up and say, make me a slave too. Whip my back too. I want to pick cotton too. But now when the kingdom is at hand, everybody feels that, no, I got a part in that. We're going to see. Right? We're going to see according to the word if you got a part in that. Okay, read on. What's your question?
Well, my question was that I just read the verse over to myself, and then they said that we will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right.
So,
right, they say Israel and Judah.
Yeah.
I want to explain. That's talking about the breaking up, how we were two nations in the sight of the Most High. Okay, Israel was one nation, Judah was another nation. The kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. The northern kingdom was Israel, the southern kingdom was Judah. Okay.
So it's gonna happen?
No, this is through Christ we're being joined back together. Right? That's why we have northern tribe, southern tribe. We're going to be a nation. Right? That's the prophecy in Ezekiel. We're going to get that in a minute. Let's finish up here.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verse 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right?
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by their hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Most High.
Right. We broke the covenant. We broke the pact. We broke the deal. We didn't keep the commandments of the Most High. Yeah. That's why we're in the conditions that we are in today. Okay, this is the understanding of the truth. This is truth like one-on-one. This is basic knowledge, right? Bible, basic knowledge before leaving earth. We open in the Bible, getting the basic knowledge. That's it. Okay? This basic knowledge that we're going over right now, you will not hear in the church system. You won't hear it in the Catholic church system, you won't hear it in the Christian church system. Right? It could be Jehovah's Witness, it could be anyone. You're not going to hear this basic knowledge. Why? Because they're geared towards, those are slave master religions that group us all together as long as we're on the bottom. Okay? Doesn't matter what color Christ is as long as he's white. Right? When you change that, now we got an issue. Okay? When you start revealing that Christ is a dark-skinned man out of the tribe of Judah, you got a problem now. Okay? As long as he's white, it's all right. All right? So this is us understanding basis. This is truth 101. All right? Let's read on.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8, and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Most High.
Come on.
I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
Right, so after the days of our punishments, he's going to put the law in our hearts, write them in our minds. So is the law going to be done away with? No. Because then why would he put it in our hearts and our minds after those days? So this is talking about future prophecy. That we're going to be living, walking, understanding the laws of the Most High, and blessing them for it. Okay? Now we're not no longer going to break the laws. Read on.
Verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor,
right,
and every man his brother,
come on,
saying, know the Most High.
This is what we do today. You got to know the Most High. You got to read the Bible. You got to open up your scripture. You got to read this word. We got brothers on street corners all through the earth telling Israel to wake up. Read the Bible. Open up your scriptures. He said that's not going to be no more. This is the truth right here. That's going away. We're not going to hit no more street corners, no more videos, right? No more uploads of YouTube or Facebook. That's going to go away. Why? Read.
For all shall know me.
Because everybody's going to know who the Most High is. Read on.
From the least to the greatest.
From the least to the greatest. Read on.
For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more.
Come on.
And that he said, a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxes old is ready to vanish away.
Right. So a lot of times they read that and they say, see, the laws is vanishing away. They look for a little verse and they try to confuse themselves. No, the law ain't vanished away. What vanished away was the old covenant. How we kept the law. We kept the law under the sight and the oversight of man. And man rules the law. Ain't going to be like that. Okay? Because man perverted the laws of the Most High. Right? Man wasn't judging justly. So that's why we got judgment taken from us. Okay? But this new setup, this new covenant, we're going to be governed through the Spirit of the Most High. It's going to take over. The things going to be dealt with justly, and on top of that, we ain't going to be sinning anyway. We're going to be in righteousness. We're going to be judging these nations. Okay? These nations are going to have to serve the Most High Yah as well. There's going to be no more Buddha in the earth, no more Krishna, no more, what do they believe in out there? Allah. All that's going down the drain. Right? All that is going down the drain. Right? All that garbage is going to be swept up by the Most High. The whole earth is going to have to praise the Most High, Yah, the creator of heaven and earth. We just happen to be the first ones. He chose Israel first. But the whole earth would have to praise the Most High, Yah. Okay? This is the truth. Basic truth. Basic instructions before leaving earth. Right? Bible. Okay? This is the basic. If you understand this, you got a good foundation in this world. All right? Israel must rise to the top. Why? Because we're God's chosen people. All these nations will follow, but behind Israel. Okay? The covenant is with Israel. He's the chosen. Right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the chosen seed. Okay? To receive the blessings if we do well, and to receive the curses if we falter. Okay? Let's go back to Romans. Seven. 11 and 7.
Book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seek before, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
And the rest were what?
Blinded.
The election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Let's look at that. The election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. What was Israel seeking for? No. Somewhat. What does the truth take you to? What does the Lord take you to? The Most High. Right. We were seeking the kingdom of heaven. We're seeking righteousness, the kingdom of heaven. That's what we're seeking. Everything else is a road to that destination. So it said the elect have obtained it. But the rest were what? Blinded. How was the rest blinded is the question. Okay? Let's understand how we were blinded. All right, so now let's go back. Now let's go all the way to, let's hold Romans. Get Isaiah. I got a book of Isaiah. We got a lot of information out of Isaiah. All right. So we're going to get Isaiah 29. Start with 9. Isaiah 29, verse 9.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 9.
Well,
stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry.
Right.
They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
Right.
But the Most High hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Right. So when we analyze it as how they were blinded. Okay. It says, stay yourself and wonder. What does that mean? Be stable, but think about it. Consider these things. Right? Consider that, and while you consider, you cry out unto the Most High Yah. Pray to the Most High Yah. And cry, weep. Because the things you're going to learn, the things you're going to see, it's going to sadden you. Okay? He said they are drunken, but not with wine. Meaning that, somebody drunk, they're not thinking straight. You had too much to drink. They said, I had too much to drink, I'm not thinking straight. Right? Man, I shouldn't have had that last drink. Right? Things ain't looking right now. Things looking a little blurry. You're confused on some things. Okay? But we're not confused off of wine and strong drink. What we confused off of? Religion, philosophies, nationalities. You line up 10 brothers on the street and ask them their nationality, you're going to get 10 different answers. Well, there's only one real answer. Okay? One's going to say I'm black, one's going to say I'm Asiatic, one's going to say I'm I'm Nubian. One's going to say I'm African, African American, Afro American. Just call me human. You hear that nonsense? They don't want to admit to the color of their skin. They just call me human. That's drunkenness. That's madness. When all the time, what you're not going to hear is that they're Hebrew Israelites. That part you're not going to hear. And that's the truth. Read.
Verse 10. For the Most High poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep,
Right?
and have closed your eyes.
So what?
Closed your eyes.
Right. So what he said, blindness in part has happened to Israel. What is blindness? Your eyes are closed. You cannot see. You can't see. So he says, your eyes were closed. So somebody might look at history and say, man, how come our people were so far? What were they doing in the Christian church, the Catholic church? You forget about the curse. Sometimes you look at our history and you're like, man, why can't they just realize what they was doing and repent? So they didn't have to be so hard. Right? Those of you that have seen, all we have today is we have movies, but you should see those movies if you haven't seen them. Like Amistad and somewhat of Roots, Django, 12 Years a Slave, what was the one with Birth of a Nation? Yeah, that Birth of a Nation. Right. You got some older movies like Farewell Uncle Tom. Was that?
What I read an article that Roots, everything that he wrote that was a model.
Hebrews? Yeah. Well, it wasn't
he got the fundamentals of it.
Fundamental, exactly. It wasn't a true story.
Yeah,
It was a dramatization, as they call it, of some events that took place.
And he stole it.
Right. And he stole it from a writer from another writer. And it wasn't quite that way, but it gives you some scenes of kind of how it was.
Yeah.
Very watered down, though. Roots is very watered down. The level of gruesome, it doesn't show it in Roots. I mean, your foreparents were being castrated right here in these streets, in front of people, on trees, with their white slave owners, with their children, standing and watching this go down. So the level of it, you don't really see in Roots, right? You have to look towards some other movies. Rosewood is a good one when it comes down to what happens in Florida. When one white woman says a black guy did something to her, look at the Rosewood, also Mississippi Burning. There's a little bit in what they call it, Selma, right? Selma. I said that about right? So these movies we have to see. Why? Because it kind of wakes us up. Right now, we like in Disney World. We get up every day, we go to work, we want this, we want that, we want the other. Right? It's like Disney World. We forget how did we get here? What transpired? Right now, the white man ain't beating up on you now. Not too much at least. I went to while they shoot you behind the street. And he said, if you will reach for your wallet in your car, right? But he ain't really on your case right now. Because the Most High backed them off you. That's why. Most High backed them off. He said, all right, give my children some rest. He do love us at the end of the day. He let judgment rain down on us hardcore, just like a good parent brings down judgment on their children hardcore, but that don't mean they don't love them. It means they want them to learn. They want them to change. Change is hard, so that's why you got to bring hardships to somebody if you want them to change. Okay? So, understand that this blindness, this closing of our eyes, what couldn't we see? Read on.
The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered.
Right? So who's that talking about? All our leaders. Prophets, rulers, seers are what? Leaders of the people. Leaders of the masses. The people that taught us, that tell us which way to go, what to do. If you cover their eyes, ooh, the rest of us in real trouble. Right? You got your scholars who got all the books, got all the information, but they can't see something that's so plain and simple. We're in bad shape. Read on.
Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Most High said, for such as this people draw near me with their mouth,
Right?
and with their lips do honor me.
What is that talking about? Draw near me with their mouth and with their lips honor me. Prayer, what else? Lip service. Right? Gospel music. They constantly singing, clapping, Lord, Lord, how great the Lord is. Yeah? What Lord are you talking about? Because your eyes still closed. You're not praising the God of this Bible. You're praising the God of your church. The God of your pastor. The God of this Bible is not being praised. He says, you honor me with your lips. Right? Read on.
But have removed their heart far from me.
How's that? Read on.
And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
Right, by the traditions of men, precept of men. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. You know, that's the precept of man. Okay. Catholic, Christian, Methodist, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness. That's the precept of man. Presbyterian. Right? That's precept of man. The Bible never called us to be any of those things. Read.
Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder.
Come on.
For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
Shall what?
Shall perish.
Read on.
And the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
Come on.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Most High.
Come on.
And their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us?
Come on.
Surely their turning of things upside down.
Turning things what?
Upside down.
They turned the whole Bible upside down. Now they're going to tell you you're wicked because you're keeping the laws. That's upside down. That's the biggest confusion I ever heard. Wait a minute. I'm keeping God's commandments and I'm the wicked one?
Cold.
That ain't upside down. I'm the one. Hold on. You praise your pastor in the church. I'm leaving the Most High Yah, but I'm in the cult. Right? So we got to really look at this thing. Truly, your turning of things upside down, that's what ultimately happened. Read on.
Shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Come on.
For shall the work say of him that made it,
Come on.
hath made me not? Or shall the day frame say of him that framed it, he hath no understanding?
Right. So what? Most High is in control.
Right.
He says, shall the thing say he made me not? No. The Most High created all this confusion just to bring forth his righteousness and his clarity. Remember, the light has its greatest wealth when the darkness is there. If there's no darkness, then what's the point of the light? Darkness makes the light more important. It makes it more powerful. So our people in darkness, you got to be the light. Right now, we come to these scriptures in darkness. These scriptures illuminate us. then we go set that light to the people. That's how the Most High wants to spread. Anybody on one pastor, one teacher, one holy man sitting somewhere, speaking on, got a stadium, going to see him, dance and jump around the stage. That's nonsense. Okay. I'd rather go to a concert. See some real talent or something. Right? You sit in a church, look like a concert. Okay. That's not the Most High. Okay, so let's go back. So we looked at, what we were analyzing there was we were looking for where this deep sleep, this closure, this blindness came from. That in part happened to Israel. We know it happened for our disobedience. The Most High poured out the spirit of deep sleep on the children, closed our eyes. So we couldn't see and understand the Bible for a long time. Long time. Okay? Read.
Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Come on.
According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber.
Right? We just read that, huh? Read.
Eyes that they should not see.
We just read that, huh? It's all coming from Isaiah. Right? What Paul is quoting here is what it said in Isaiah. Read.
And ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Come on.
And David saith, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them.
What does that mean? Let their table be made a snare, a trap. What does that mean? What table? What's that talking about? Huh? Will you eat at? No. What's the table? What's the table, Israel?
You're talking about like your false doctrines and philosophy?
Nope. What's the table, Israel? Give me verse 2, man. What's the table? You automatically, you think table, you think of something like this right here. Ain't that type of table? What do you mean? Huh? What do you mean religion? You gotta come. What do you point out, Malachi? What do you say on this? What's the table? Huh?
Romans 11 and 8. Verse 9.
From everything happening in the New Testament spoke about. Think somebody just woke up. Somebody just woke up. Let's bring scripture to that. Give me the bucket 2 and 2. Let's prove that. It's a correct answer, but let's prove it. Remember, the burden of proof is always on us, man. These religions can say whatever they want, and they don't got to prove nothing. But as soon as we say something, we got to go to the book to prove. Because they ain't believe us, they think we crazy anyway. So let's get it. Habakkuk 2 and 2. Let's read.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2.
Come on.
And the Most High answered me and said,
What did he say?
write the vision.
Write what?
Write the vision.
Write the vision. Read.
And make it plain upon tables.
Upon what?
Upon tables.
Upon tables. Write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Read on.
That he may run that readeth it.
That he may run that readeth it. What is that talking about? The scriptures, man. The scriptures are set up in a form of a table. That's why you got chapter 1, verse 2, chapter 2, verse 4. That's a table. Okay? You thought a table, you were thinking like a dinner table. Not that kind of table. right? The vision was written, all the prophets wrote the vision in a table form that it can be what? Referenced later on. Okay? The table that became a trap and a snare onto us is what? The Bible. How did the Bible become a trap and snare? Because you got blessings and you also got what? Curses that come from the Most High. Either you with the scriptures or you against it. Right? Right? That was Habakkuk 2 and 2. Proving what the table is. Let's go back to Romans. You are now? Yeah. This one, yeah. You know how to rock these chords in here. Or you need the chords in here. I'll be fancy with the chords, but
the book of Romans, chapter 11, and verse 9. And David saith, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they...
Let their eyes be what?
Let their eyes be darkened,
right?
That they may not see.
That they may not what?
May not see.
That's what happened, man. We had the Bible. Your grandparents had the Bible, not true? Didn't our grandparents have a Bible in the house? They read it every day. You gonna tell me they didn't see that they were Israelites? I don't know nobody that read the Bible more than my grandmother. She woke up to the Bible, went back to sleep to the Bible. The Bible was plastered on the side of her head. You didn't see you was an Israelite in that Bible? They couldn't see it. They couldn't see it. It was a spiritual block. You understand that? It was a spiritual block. It's not a physical thing. It's not a common sense thing. It's not, when we come to this truth, don't think, you know what, I'm so smart. I woke up, I opened the Bible, and because I'm so smart, I see the truth. It don't matter how smart someone is, how dumb they are. Right? When the Most High call you and wake you up, he woke you up. You thinking you chose him, he chose you a long time ago. You didn't realize. You walking around, chosen. Fooling around with some of us fooling around with different religions. You hear me? I was out there. I grew up Christianity. When I got to a certain age, I got a certain age, stopped rolling up a joint. Hey, listen, I'm Rastafari. Why not? You know what I'm saying? A big head split, and I was good. But then I realized the truth came and said, yo, you got to put the split down. I said, man, as soon as you put the split down, that religion don't make no sense no more. Now you're sober, like, shoot. You ain't gonna fool me with that there, so I see I got you no more. Right? Seeing stuff that's not even in the Bible. Right? So our people are out there in these religions, in these understandings, already chosen. But what do we gotta do? They're already chosen. You said you gotta teach them. And by teaching them, what's that gonna do? Gotta wake them up. You gotta wake them up. It's like people walking around sleeping, and you gotta wake them up. Okay, right?
Hey, when you go to one of those good times, when Michael gave wake up way back then in the 70s, and they didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Is it one for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They paid attention to it. They heard him clearly. He said it on the TV. Yeah. We all heard him. I heard him too. I was watching Good Times, little kid watching TV. Good Times. He said, Christ is black.
That didn't even dawn on me. Okay. I can't wait till that one. That was a good episode.
I went over my head.
No, good episode. You too busy looking at, what was that, Ramona? Remember that name? You too busy looking at Ramona. So listen to what the hell Mike was talking about. I don't know about you, boy. I was looking at what damn Mike was. I was going to come back in the screen. Let's keep it real. Okay? But the reality of it is that our eyes were closed. And we weren't chosen yet. We weren't called yet. From the time that we were called, somebody gonna hit us with a simple scripture. And it's to us, it blew our mind. Like, whoa. You know, like, wow, Christ is black, wow. That's in the scriptures. You saw that on the TV, but you don't remember that. You remember the day that you were called. When the brother showed you that day, when you watched that video that day it sunk in. And then the whole thing started to make, well, if he black, that means the Jews is black. Well, who are these white people over here then? Now your mind started, now you're waking up. Now you're waking up. So this is what it means to be in the truth. Is you're in the know, you're in the knowledge. Right? You ain't just stop at one point. You going in. You're in the truth. You searching out your roots. You searching out your culture. You're applying the laws to your life. You handling your Negro card. You're not going to be a Negro anymore. You're in this truth. Right? You don't just know you're Israelite. You're living an Israelite. Right? You're putting these things on. Right? You put your laws on. Okay? So, let's get back.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 10. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall?
Come on.
Yahweh forbid.
Yahweh what?
Yahweh forbid.
Yahweh forbid. So we were brought down low. We were brought into this Negro state, this nigger state, this black American state, this African state, all these states. Not that we should stay there. Read on.
But rather, through their fall, salvation has come unto the Gentiles.
Right? Read.
For to provoke them to jealousy.
So that's how these nations got rich. You see that? That Gentile there is talking about the natural Gentiles. Okay? That Gentile there is talking about, this is how they got paid in the shape. This is how they took over Israel in the diamond district, Jacob and Judah. Okay? How got Israel in the diamond district when there's no diamonds in Israel? No diamonds don't grow in Israel. There's no caves of diamonds. But they have the diamond district throughout everywhere in the world. Right? Because when they steal it, they're the top thieves on the planet Earth. Okay? They such good thieves, they have somebody else do the stealing for them. That's when you're a high-level thief. When you're a high-level thief, you don't steal. You hire people to steal. Okay? That's when you're a high-level thief. They're not petty theft. Okay? They'll hire some. They got the Africans over there, a hand might spilling themselves over those blood diamonds just to bring it back to them. And they act like their hands is clean. They know where them diamonds came from. Little 5-year-old boys going down a damn tunnel into a damn mountain somewhere. To get your damn diamond may not even make it out alive. They sent another one in after him. That was the damn, bring that diamond. That's what that boy didn't in there. Okay? That's what's really going down. Every day. Okay? Just so you can have some bling bling. Right? By the time they come over here, they shake it down so many times, they making them big. Okay? See the documentaries on synagogue of what's going on in Africa and how they got the people there, they got the little children going into mountains to fish out these diamonds. But they don't see, when you see that special, you don't see no Edomites in that special. But you know that they're the end of the road. But they ain't gonna be like that. They don't want their face in that one.
But you know that those diamonds coming back to them.
Yeah.
Right? That's why they call them blood diamonds. Okay? So, give me your Baruch. Hold that there, Baruch. In your pocket. Baruch 4 and 6.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Good.
Ye were sold to the nations,
Right?
not for your destruction.
Not for what?
Not for your
So
destruction.
that's what we just read. We didn't fall that, he didn't bring us down that we stayed down. We were sold to the nations, not for our destruction. Read on.
But because ye moved the Most High to wrath.
Right. So we moved the Most High to anger. So we made the Heavenly Father jealous. So then He's going to turn around and make us jealous. Okay? So you want to make me jealous? I'm going to make you jealous. I'm going to take everything you have from you. And you're going to have to watch these nations trample up and down, call themselves Jews, live in your land, take your riches, take everything, all your assets while you sit here, and I'm going to wake you up to the fact that you're an Israelite. And you be sitting there looking crazy. You're going to have nothing, and you're going to look at your family, and they're going to think you crazy. And you said you was an Israelite. Talking about being provoked to their jealousy and anger. Okay, read.
Ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to the Most High.
That's right. So what? We were delivered unto what? Our enemies. Man. That's what we were delivered to. Our enemies. Okay? Not our friends, not our companions, right? Not our co-workers, but our enemies. Okay? That's who they really are. Okay? No matter what their condition right now. Right now, you got Esau that have no power over you. So he has no choice but to be your friend. Why? Because he has no power over you. Okay? He got to go to work, you got to go to work. Right? He got bills to pay, you got bills to pay. Of course there's no issue now. There's no problem. What's going on, Jeff, Sam, Fred, Steve, Ted at the job? You're the same right now. Why would there be a problem right now? You are the same right now. The problem only going to arise when you start claiming your nationality. When you start trying to wake your people up. When you start trying to be a nation. That same Ted, Jeff, Steve, Frank, going to start to have a problem with you. See, well, what are you doing? Well, what are you talking about? You bringing separation. You bringing a problem. Now you're a problem. You're a rebel rouser. You're a rebel. You're an issue. Right? And you might ask you to leave. Okay? That same friend. Because while we're here, and this was prophesied in the Bible, that hell was going to meet them when they come. As they decline, if we incline, we're starting to mesh from the same levels in a lot of ways. You and your slave master now both got a slave, right? So he don't have no authority over you. So he has no choice but to befriend you, even though his natural course of things is to be your enemy. But even when he befriends you, he's not working for your benefit because he's trying to keep you in the position that you're in. Keep you just okay with being the black guy. You know what I mean? And I'm the white guy and you're the black guy. Let's just stay that way. You don't got to be no Hebrew Israelite and all that extra stuff. Just be the black guy. And I'll be the white guy, and everything is going to be okay. Because right there, we just two, crayons in the box. Right? But when you start to put on your culture as a Hebrew Israelite, no longer you the black guy. Now you're talking about nationhood and brotherhood, and I gotta get with the brothers. And okay, can I come there? No, you can't come here.
Separation.
Oh man, that kills me every time. That's the stick right there. When you say they can't come here too, woo. Now they want to shut you down. Now they're gonna go through great lengths to see you get shut down. It's only the Most High alone that we have this place. He cloak us and cover us, and we can go out in the street and say the things we say. All right, and we can prophesy the destruction of America in America, right? And then we can tell the people to come out of this ways and do this and do that, and you know, damn everything that's not of Yah. Right? It's only the Most High that cover us to do this work. Okay? And we doing it not just here in America, 4 corners of the earth, man. There's brothers in Africa teaching. There's brothers in England hitting the streets, hitting the YouTube, hitting everything, going out there teaching the people, South America, North America, Central America, Canada. Word is going out. Everywhere our people are, the word is going out. The Most High is working that marvelous work in our lifetime. We're seeing it. Hope you recognize it. Hope you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. Every time I look at my Facebook, you see more and more friend requests from more Israelites. I can't keep up. Okay? I can't keep up. Because Israel is growing. On more people I haven't seen in a long time turn around and tell me they're Israel now. And I'm like, man, I was trying to teach you that in the 90s, man. You looked at me like I was crazy. Right? Like, yeah, man, I've been studying. But that's a beautiful thing, man. I don't take it personal. I say, man, listen, I realize something. We are all called. We are called. And once you get that understanding, that level of understanding, then it's not no longer a personal thing. You teach, you let people know. You try to wake them up. If they get up, great. If they don't get up, move on to the next person. Wake that person up. Come back around, circle back around. Oh, you ready to get up yet? Oh, you not ready to get up yet? Go back to the next person. And keep circling around and don't take it personal. All right? Your alarm clock can keep going off until you turn it off. You keep hitting the snooze, keep coming up, keep going off, keep going off. You hit the snooze, give me some more time. I'll be back. Keep going off, keep some more time. You ain't ready yet. It'll never stop unless you turn it off. That's how we got to be with our people. We got to continue to teach them. They don't want to hear it right now? That's okay. Give them some time. Let them go back to sleep for a little while. All right? Come back later. Hey, you're Israelite. You know what I mean? Wake them up again. That's how this truth is. Okay? We're not here for our destruction. We're not down to stay down. We're down to be risen. Okay? Being in this truth, remember the service, we're going to get that. Let's read on. We'll get to that point. Let's finish here.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 8. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High come upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell upon Zion. Yahweh hath brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning.
Right, so what is this talking? This is the spirit of the land. The land got a spirit. And the land, our land, Mount Zion, over in Israel, it had a spirit. And it was sown the prophecy. He saw us going out of there in chains, man. To leave there being killed there. And the land was sorrowful for what happened to his people. Okay? That's why to this day, the real location of Zion right now is a desert, man. Ain't nothing out there. There's nothing out there. When they called Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, all that stuff, they moved it to the areas that were more populated by water. But if you look at your old maps, it was not over there. The area that it was, that's there today, is wasteland. Why? Because the Most High ain't blessing that area right now until we back in that land. We come back to that land, watch that land wake back up. Because that land waiting for its children of Israel. The place that land was given, the people that land was given to. Okay?
Is the moment also in relation to real Zion?
It's more to that. And that's a land that's not very developed, except for the areas that the brothers set up camp. You know what I mean? But that city. But that's not Zion, but that's it. That's in that area, that zone. You know? Real.
Book of Ruth, chapter 4 and verse 12. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of the Most High. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness.
You see that? That's what we need to do, man. We got to be disciplined in his righteousness. When we don't do that, we end up getting in the condition that we're in. Read.
Verse 14. Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far.
Right.
A shameless nation.
What kind of nation?
Shameless nation.
So now, what nation is that talking about? Esau. Right? Those who know Esau is the so-called white man. Okay. He has brought upon them a shameless nation. A nation that would stop at nothing. Would stop at nothing. The things that was done to our people, they can't even stand to know they even did it. Right? Swim as an eagle, that's right. Read on.
And of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child.
They didn't care if you were old, young, they kill our babies, they kill the babies in the womb. They haven't waited for you to be born yet, they kill you. Read.
These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone desolate without daughters.
Come on.
But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Go your way. Verse 18. For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies.
There it is. Okay. He that brought the plagues is the one that's going to dwell, that's going to deliver us from the hand. We don't got to deliver ourselves. We just got to appease our God, our power. And he will deliver us from the hand of our enemies. Okay, let's go back to Romans now. Okay. Our power is going to deliver us. We just got to do his will. So we don't got to get the guns. We don't got to go march on Washington. That's not what this is about. This is about us going and finding the Most High's remnant, his chosen, waking them up. That's what the whole work is about. Okay, read.
The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 12. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles.
Right. How do we know this is talking about the check. Plug this one in. To the other.
What's in there?
Turn that one on or something. Water. Check. Yeah, the water. Yeah, it was quite stable. Yeah. So, how do we know that this Gentile in this statement here is talking about the natural Gentiles? Read that verse again. Verse 12.
The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 12. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world.
Riches of what?
Riches of the world.
Right, the fall of them be the riches of the world. So when Israel went down, this world got rich. Because the Most High was giving his blessings to Israel. So when we fell, his blessings what? Got dispersed amongst the other nations. Right?
more so Esau. Okay? But a lot of these other nations also were able to establish themselves, right? Ishmael is well established, right? Moab, Ammon, Elam, they all got their lands, they all got their people, they got their heritage, they got their language, they got their governments, they got everything. Well, we don't have any of those things. So we fell and they got rich. That's how we know this is talking about what? The natural Gentiles. Okay, go ahead.
And what they call it, parasite off of the food and neighborhood, putting stores in our neighborhood.
Oh yeah, that's a whole. They're in position, right, to use us, right? Because the whole, whatever level we are in society, we're being used. Don't you understand that? You don't have to be broke or poor to be used. Okay. Even our people are high level engineers. There was that movie, Hidden Figures, that showed those sisters that came up with the mathematics that it takes for NASA to do certain things and going out of space. There was some women that came up with that, some Israelite women. Okay. There's a book called 100 Black Inventions. Everything from the stoplight to the doorknob was created by our people. Okay. There's a popular person called George Washington Carver. If you don't know who that is, you better look it up. Okay. Not the fake stories about him, but the real stories about him. All right. He's the creator of what we call a plant today. A water plant or a production plant. That all came from George Washington Carver. Was a Jake in Israel. He also taught us taught these Esau how to use peanuts. I mean, some of the creations he created. Ford made the first production car. Washington Carver taught Henry Ford how to make an assembly line to produce the car. But they don't talk about him. Right? That's the type of man he was, right?
He got adopted by a white family and they captured him
That's exactly it. That's exactly right. You need to look up that man. Show you the greatness of our people being used, though. And to this day, we're being used. Even us in music, in film, we getting paid. Our people getting paid for what? They can get paid all these millions of dollars, but what can they do with that money? All they can do is give it back. They can't build a nation with that money. They can't go get their people with that money. If they even start talking like that, they're finished. Finished.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Okay. Done. What you got?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Right.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Right.
He shall lend to thee.
Right.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
Right. That's the condition, man. Even though you got millions of dollars, they still borrowing money to buy the house. Right? Because they know there's no true ownership in America. What's the point? They can buy it, but they can't do whatever they want with it. They got somebody telling them what color they got to be, what they can and cannot do. So just when you think you really own something, you don't really own anything in this kingdom. That's how this kingdom says illusion of it. There's a lot of illusions going on. Okay. They give you the illusion of ownership, the illusion of power and control. You have all the power and control as long as you don't come out of this box. Inside this box, you do whatever you want to do. Step out that box and you're going to see the enemy is. Your enemy's going to reveal himself to you. Okay. Box. So you're going to have to face the enemy dealing with this truth. Because this truth is outside the box. I'm looking you right now. I'm about to say you come here, you come in this truth and all your problems are going to be solved. No, this is the beginning of sorrows. Okay? It's worth it. At least now you're going through these sorrows for a purpose, for a reason. Okay? To make you better, you stronger in the spirit. Okay? But this is a build, this truth We never tell somebody you got to get right with the Most High and everything's going to be good. It's not going to be good. Satan's going to come hard time attacking you now. Hard time. You think Satan was on you before? Start keeping these commandments and see how Satan raise up on you. But if you stick through it, then the Most High bring that blessing. But you got to weather that storm. All right, we all had to do it. You gotta weather that storm. It's true, man. So we're analyzing that the world got rich when Israel fell into their calamity, into their wickedness. We got punished. Okay, we don't.
Book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 12. Now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more the fullness? For I speak to you, Gentiles, and so much as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. If by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them.
Right.
For if the casting
So
away...
take an understanding what he said here. What he said here is too deep. You understand what Paul's saying here? He said, yeah, I'm talking to you Gentiles. Insomuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles. Right? I go out and teach amongst the nations, right? And check what he says here. He says, I magnify my office, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh. Who's he really looking for? Israel, his people. Even though you're talking to everybody, you're not out there for everybody. We go out there, we teach the Bible in the streets, the highways, the byways. We make videos. They go viral. They go all over the place. We don't know who see it. We don't know. We can't judge who sees it. Doesn't matter who see it. It could be 1,000 Gentile views. We're looking for that one brother that's awoken by that view. You see that? We can have 1,000 Gentiles in front of us out there teaching. But we're looking for that brother, that sister that want to hear this truth. I want to wake up and keep the commandments of the Most High. So the same thing we do, Paul was doing. People get confused. You see, he was going out to the nations trying to wake them up. No, they don't need to be woken up. They're awake. That's it for them. This is what they do. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. So he said, I should provoke them to emulation, them of my own flesh. He started out saying that what? We read the first verse. What the first verse said in this chapter? Read it. Read that first verse again of chapter 11. Who's the people of his flesh? Read that. Yeah, Romans 11:1. Read that again.
The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Come on.
I say then, have Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid.
Come on.
For I also am an Israelite,
right,
of the seed of Abraham,
come on,
of the tribe of Benjamin.
He clearly tell you that's the people of his flesh. It's about them. Even though he's a Gentile to the nations, why? Because he wasn't staying in Jerusalem. Paul was traveling all over the place. So you traveling like that, what are you going to be teaching? Everybody that's in front of you, right? When we travel, we go teach. Sometimes we go to South Beach, right? We out there teaching. You name it is standing in front of us. They got people from Czechoslovakia, whatever the hell is in front of us. We don't give a damn. We're looking for our people. I'm not going to say, oh no, I can't speak to you. I went to you later. So I can tell this brother, no, this my brother. No, we teach everybody. Well, we know everybody. We know this is not for everybody. You see what I'm saying? We know everybody's not called. Right? Right? We know everybody's not chosen. So it doesn't matter. Teach everybody. That's what I say. Teach everybody. Because everybody's not called and everybody's not chosen. Okay? The Most High gonna, Christ, he instructed us in this way. He instructed us when we teach the truth that we don't become trying to sift the people like you sift the weeds. He said he will do that. We just gather them. He gonna pick out the good ones from the bad ones. He gonna go, oh no, you're not Israel, you get out of here. You. Right? That's up to the Most High. Our job is to go teach the truth. Right? Now, if you're talking to Esau, we teach him that Esau is going to captivity. Because it's the truth. We're not going to sugarcoat it and cover it up, No. This is the deal. You so-called Negroes and what you call niggers behind our back, right? They are going to be the leaders of this earth, man. They're going to be the fruit. They are the fruit of the Most High. They're his people. Okay? That's a heavy dose of truth for some people. Okay? They want to say, why not me? How come not me? I said, well, you didn't sign up for the cotton field. Don't sign up for the kingdom. Right? You should have signed up for the cotton field. Then you have part of the kingdom. Cotton field, you was enjoying the big house. Right? So don't act like you wasn't enjoying the big house now. Okay? Reality. Right? Reality of the truth, man. Let's finish this Romans, man. We got a couple more verses that go.
Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 13. For I speak to you, Gentiles, insomuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. If by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them.
Some of that, read.
For if the casting away of them be reconciling of the world,
meaning that the world got close to y'all when he passed us away, we don't.
What shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead?
Wow. Is he not going into what? He said, if the world got rich when we fell, what's going to happen when we come back to the Most High? It's going to be like we coming back from the dead. It's like we going to be rising up like a quick keep coming out the ground. Right? It's like, who are these people? Yeah. That's how it's going to be. He's dropping knowledge on them. He said, what do you think is going to happen when they come back? Y'all enjoy, remember, the Romans are in power. They besieged Jerusalem. Remember when Christ was who was trying to kill Christ when he was being born? Herod, right? Herod is in control. These nations already have control at the time of Christ. Christ came and left. Paul is continuing the teaching of Christ. As he continues to teach it, he let them know to their face. Listen, y'all got rich because we fell. What do you think is going to happen when we come back to the Most High? Right? It's going to be like we came back from the dead. Yeah. Read.
Verse 16. For if the first fruit is holy, the lump is also holy.
Come on.
And if the root be holy,
come on,
so are the branches.
Man, he ain't playing with them. You don't know how cold Paul was to these people. When they read this and they don't get it, they don't understand the context of the conversation. Okay? He said, man, if our foundation is holy, what's our foundation? He going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is the root. This is the foundation. This is who we are. You want to tell me the branches ain't holy? Come on, man. We're it, man. Read on.
Verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off,
right,
and thou, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with the partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree, boast not against the branches. But if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then, the branch branches were broken off that I might be grafted in.
Come on.
Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standeth by faith.
Right.
Be not high-minded, but fear.
Right.
For if Yahweh spared not thy natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee.
Right. So he's saying, listen, man, you coming amongst us, don't boast against Israel. Right? Because remember, all these nations got to serve the Most High. But none of them was going to be on the level of Israel. Remember that. They got to wake up. They don't got to wake up. They got to be educated. This whole earth got to be subdued in righteousness. They're going to have to be righteous too. But under Israel, never against the root, never against the branches of the Most High. Yeah. Okay. He has not cast away his people. We're still his firstborn. Okay. This is the root of the truth. This is the understanding. This separates religion from the truth, or what religion teaches from what the truth teaches. Okay. The nationality is still in effect. We are still the Most High's chosen people. We're still God's people. We're coming out of the curses. We're coming out of our darkness. We're coming out of our sleep. We're waking up. We're coming back. You know what I'm saying? These nations got now, but who got next?
We got next.
That's it, man. Remember, man. We got next. These nations got now. That's all right. Right? No sense even being angry with them. Go ahead. You want to establish wickedness on this earth? That's only going to bring out your judgment that quicker. Right? You want to build third bathrooms in all the schools? Go right ahead. Okay? Most High going to bring judgment on you that much quicker. That's all that's going to happen. Okay? Read on.
Book of Romans, chapter 11, and verse 22. Behold, therefore the goodness and severity of the Most High, on them which fell, severity. But toward thee, goodness, if thou continue in his goodness. Otherwise, thou also shalt be cut off.
Right.
And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in. For Yahweh is able to graft them in again. If thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree?
Right.
For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Israel shall be saved.
And so what?
And so all Israel shall be saved.
So now check that out. Blindness in part has happened to Israel, so all the Gentiles come in, so that all Israel can be saved. So now what Gentiles is talking about here? Huh? No. These Gentiles ain't not talking about the other nations no more. That's why you gotta look at the context of what he's saying. He said they all gotta come in, the Gentiles gotta come in, so all Israel may be saved. So that's showing you that there's some of Israel that's considered what? Gentiles. You see how we flip that? That's how you gotta look at the context in what he's saying. He talking about the world and the Gentiles in the world. Then he started talking about the olive tree. Right, the olive tree was Israel.
So those ones that were broken off, what he's saying.
Right. Let's go to the ones that were broken off. Get Hosea. Look how we flip back to deal with Israel. That's why Paul had them all dumbfounded, man. They try to follow him. They're like, huh? What? Hosea 1. Uh-huh.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power.
Right. So at one time, they were called not the Most High's people. Who's not the Most High's people? The Gentiles. Okay. He said, in the place that you were called not the Most High's people, you were called Gentiles after all these different names. Right? You're going to be called yet again the Most High's people. Was that in Jerusalem? We're going to be back a nation again. Okay, read on.
11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel.
So that goes back to the question that was desired when you asked me. Remember, we became two nations. Read that again.
Then shall the children of Judah
right
and the children of Israel.
Those were the two nations. The children of Judah and the children of Israel. That's what the nation became. It became two nations when we split. Okay? And sometimes the scripture's talking about the nations, it's talking about the two nations. You always got to look at the context in which something is being said. All right, let's look further. Get Ezekiel 37:20.
The book of Ezekiel.
Matter of fact, start with 18.
Chapter 37.
Matter of fact, start with 15.
And verse 15. The word of the Most High came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah, and one for the children of Israel,
right?
His companions.
His what?
His companions.
So one stick for who? For Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companions. Read on.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph,
right?
The stick of Ephraim.
The stick of what?
The stick of Ephraim.
Read on.
And for all the house of Israel, his companions.
You see that? Two sticks. One for Judah and the tribes that was with Judah, which is what? Benjamin, Levi. And one for Ephraim, which was the tribes that was with Ephraim, like Zebulun, Issachar, right? Naphtali, Asher, right? Read on.
And join them one to another into one stick. And they shall become one in thine hand.
Right.
And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith the Most High Power, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand.
Come on.
And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes.
Come on.
And say unto them, Thus saith the Most High Power, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
From amongst where?
From among the heathen.
Here's the key. I'm going to take the children of Israel from amongst the heathen. What's the heathen? The Gentiles. Why is Paul going out to the Gentiles? Because Israel was amongst the Gentiles, living as Gentiles, but being grafted in, being pulled back in. Then he's going to go to Judah, you know.
Where they be gone, and will gather them on every side,
Uh-huh.
and bring them into their own land.
Right?
And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel,
Come on.
and one king shall be king to them all.
Right?
And they shall be no more two nations.
No more what?
No more two nations.
You see now? Two nations. Israel was became two nations. What are those two nations we read about? Jews and Gentiles we read about in the New Testament. All right? There's certain instances where the Gentiles refer to the other nations, but you can tell when it's referring to the other nations because it's going to tell you they're the world, that they are opposite to the children of Israel. But when it's going into the blessings of the nation being gathered, we know that's talking about the Jews and Gentiles of Israel being gathered. Because Israel is where the nation is going to be gathered. Read.
Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Come on.
Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. And David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob, my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever. And forever.
So our children, our children's children, we're going to be back in our land as one nation forever. What is that talking about? The kingdom of heaven. Okay? The kingdom, okay?
What is it talking about when it says David's going to be our king?
It's talking about the son of David. It's talking about the lineage. That's why Christ came out of whose lineage? David, right? That's why Christ had a father, Joseph. They always call him what? The son of what? David. Why? Because that was prophesied. When he said he's going to make David rule over you. What is that talking about? Yahushua. Talking about Christ. He's talking about his lawyers, his lineage is going to rule over him. Right? You could look at Romans 1:6, I believe it is. Lineage. Showing that Christ come through David. Okay? So, we went over quite a few things. We're going to wrap it up with this here. Let's get Revelations. Start with 21. Revelation 21, verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them, and be their power.
Right, so he'll be our power, we'll be his people. This is where the most people are at. Jump down to the 12th verse.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates.
Right.
And at the gates 12 angels.
Come on.
And names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Right, this is that kingdom. 12 gates. 12 names for the 12 tribes. Nobody else, but that's it. Okay? So that's the understanding that's in the scriptures. That's the understanding that we have to teach to the people. Bless them and let them know that the Most High is for our people. We got to wake Yahshua up, bring him back to the Most High before it's too late. Done? Any questions or anything I went over? Go ahead.
As far as the grafting in on the olive tree, so it's pretty much saying that you have to be Israel to be grafted back in.
Right, to be grafted back in. That was the key. When you read the scripture, it said grafted back in. You had to be in the first place. So that's how you can see how he switched the Gentiles up there. Because first he was talking about the world, getting rich and all those type of things. Then he says, I'm apostle to the Gentiles, letting them know he's looking for his people going to flesh amongst the Gentiles. Then he goes on to say the wild olive tree. Well, he's not talking no longer about those Gentiles verses up. He's now talking about the flesh amongst the Gentiles being grafted in, his people. Okay? That's a confusing chapter for a lot of people because he's dealing with the church system and what they push. But if you read it slow, read it in its context, you'll see he's not longer talking about that. Now he's talking about these people coming back together so all Israel can be saved. That's the key. He said that I read that the fullness of the Gentiles come in so all Israel can be saved. You know what I mean? That's when you go up and go, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? That means those Gentiles that came in were Israel. Okay. So it's not everybody. Because it would say that for the whole world to be saved. It would say that. Okay. Any other questions? That's it?
You was talking about how the world, they say, like, astonished, or reading that scripture, Solomon, possibly 5:1, but tell you how they're going to be astonished and find out who we are.
Exactly. Yeah. You got a plan, they're going to be. But believe it or not, a lot of these nations know who we are. A lot of the wise men of these nations, they hide it because there's no benefit. There's no benefit for them to reveal it. When there's a benefit for them to reveal it, oh, they show it. When there's a benefit there. But right now, there's no monetary value in waking Israel up. There's no monetary value. You know what I'm saying? Unless they can somehow capitalize and make money off us waking up, then they'll help you wake up. As long as they can make some money off it. Right. Any other questions? All right, hallelujah. All right, we're coming out tonight. Remember, tomorrow we have class noon. Tomorrow, going into the portion, going into the scriptures. Make sure you don't miss that class tomorrow. All praises. And my name will put you on your Russian instead of Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hamashiach Tapula. Aminyawan, Asram, Kawa'al, Rashamayim, Yakadasha, Yahayam, Shakal, Yahweh, Baal, Mokafka, Ya'ashal, what is a one car? Hashemaiah, Khan, Haratiza, Lathaf, Lanawo, Lacham, Kol, Yawam, Wasalach Lanawo, Kawabat Lanawo, Babua'al, Salach Lanawo, Gum, Wa, Salak, Hachayim, Shalanawo, Wa, La'al, Tabianawo, Al, Nisa, Hakal, Latazayo, Lanawo, Man, Harai, Kayal, Lakal, Hawa'al, Hal, Amamokaf, Hal, Kaf, Wa, Hal, Kabawad, Lailam, Mahasham, Mashiach, Yahushua, Tawado, Tabyad, Aman.
Most prayer, English, Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, the heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your heavenly Father forgive your trespasses. Bahasham Ashak Yahushua, one of God. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. All right, remember, don't forget, support the truth. We got the box in the back. Put a little something in there as you make your way out. And silver box against the wall. That's what keeps the lights on and the AC blowing. You saying that? Otherwise, we'd be in a park for hot box. The truth still gonna go out. You still gotta come to class. Whether you got AC or not. So, let's keep the AC going. Feed the box. Feed the box myself. Now I can't give out some envelopes. Selfish.